Hello everyone. There's been a lot in the news lately about the idea of doing away with property taxes in Florida. And the first thing I want to say about that is, in the proposed bill, it doesn't actually do away with all property taxes, okay? There is a portion of your property taxes that go towards funding schools and education. That portion is not going away. Everyone will still be responsible for paying that portion. It's the other part of your property taxes that would go away with the proposed legislation. The challenge with this is that that money still has to come from somewhere. And so the proposal is really, what will happen is it will increase local sales taxes. And so you're going to pay more for non-grocery items, you're going to pay more for gas. And so it's important to be aware of that fire services and trash and sewer and all kinds of other public services are paid for those funds. And so if there's a $30 billion shortfall in property tax revenue, they're going to try to make it up somewhere. And as I understand the proposed legislation, it would come from increased sales tax. So I'm not sure that's the answer. What I will say is that I believe there does need to be some reform to our homestead. I think that increasing the exemption from $50,000 makes a lot of sense because property values have increased a lot. I don't think the government needs as much of our money from property taxes as our values have increased. They're getting more and more money. So I think increasing the exemption for everybody makes sense. I think also looking at our seniors and maybe for situations where they've paid off their home, they're living off a fixed income, it makes sense to have a full exemption for them. So I think that the reform is needed. I don't know that I have the answers. Those are just a couple thoughts that I've had and that I've heard others talk about. The other part to know is this has not been approved. It's been passed by the House in Florida. It still needs to be approved and passed by the Senate. And then if it is, it will come to us as the citizens of the state of Florida to vote on as a ballot measure. And so we will have a voice ultimately in this, but I think it's important that in that we have a voice, that we understand the pros and cons of this measure. On the one hand, we all want to save money on our property taxes, but we also want to know what that might cost us in other services or in other expenses. So just thought I'd put this out there as this is starting to gain some traction. I'm glad people are talking about property tax reform and homestead reform because I think that needs to happen. I'm just not sure this is the right answer. If you want to discuss this further, I'm happy to discuss with you. Love to talk about different options and hear what solutions you might have. Anyway, I hope this little explanation of our current property tax situation in Florida is helpful. As always, if I can help you buy or sell or help someone you know buy or sell in Central Florida, please reach out to me. Remember, you can't miss with Chris. Have a great day, everybody.